Welcome to Brad Allen Drums. Today we're going to talk about arm accents. This is an essential stick control technique to develop maximum speed and efficiency in your playing. For those of you who are new to this channel, I'm Brad Allen. I'm a former U.S. Army drummer, now based out of Kansas City. I'm also a private drum teacher who has helped many hundreds of students develop great stick control, including my student Matthew Lum, who won a fastest hands drumming competition 2 years in a row. And by the way, I'd like to send you a free copy of my 10 best stick control exercises that helped Matthew win that contest. Just follow the link in the video or in the notes below. Okay, this technique is a little bit difficult to teach as well as a little bit difficult to master. So let me demonstrate first and then we'll talk about how you actually do this. What I'm doing is I'm accenting with my arm like this. So I've got an accent followed by two non-accented notes. The accent that I'm doing with my arm and the movement is just a slight outward movement with the elbow to kind of wind up, similar to throwing a baseball. So if you've ever thrown a baseball or learned to do that, I'll just tell you that I'm personally a terrible baseball player, but some of my students who are good baseball players said that's pretty much the same way that you throw a baseball correctly. Let me give you one more analogy. When I went to Mexico on vacation when I was a kid with my parents and family, I remember buying a bullwhip and learning to whip it so it would snap. So it's similar to this. So if I use the same motion on the drum or with the drumstick, it's like this. You're actually not going to bring your arm all the way up here. It's just a slight movement. But it's good to exaggerate it at first, just to kind of learn the movement. As you get faster, the movement's going to get smaller. So let me take a really big movement and gradually get smaller here. But basically that's the way it works. It works like a whip. Notice how I'm winding up and whipping it in there. The purpose of this is to give you more power and speed. If you play with nothing but fingers and wrists, you'll develop a certain amount of speed, but not as much as if you start getting your arms involved as well. If this is making sense to you, please click the like button below. I recommend starting with your dominant hand first, whichever hand that is. So if you're right-handed, start with your right hand, because that's going to be easier to learn initially. Then you'll use that as a model for your left hand. So that's the first exercise, just triplets. Start as slow as you need to. Good speed to start out would probably be a quarter note equals 60. Notice that I'm really popping it in there. It helps in the beginning if you hit it pretty hard. I'll also tell you that when my instructor first showed me this, it seemed like a very unnatural thing. It took me a long time experimenting with this before it started to get comfortable. So if you try it and it doesn't make much sense to you and it just doesn't feel comfortable, just keep at it. Maybe leave it alone for a while and come back to it. Eventually, it'll start seeming more comfortable to you. That may take several weeks or even several months. So again, the purpose of this is speed and power. Eventually, you should be able to work this thing up. Once you feel comfortable with the triplets, then try doing it with 16th notes. The next thing you want to do is start filling in notes with the other hand. So I'm going to go back to triplets again, put the metronome on quarter note equals 60 or 70 here. Again, you want to work that up. Okay, then you're going to do the same thing with 16th notes. You're going to do one measure of 16th notes with the right hand, followed by one measure filling in with the other hand, and those will actually be 32nd notes. The other thing I'd like to mention is this is only good for one accent. In other words, you're not going to do two accents in a row with one hand. It's only effective for one accent, so bear that in mind. Work on this daily for a while. This will greatly increase your single stroke speed as well as the speed of many of your other rudiments. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I have some really effective speed exercises I'd like to send you. Just follow the link in the video or in the comments below to get a free copy. Please comment below and tell me what things drumming-wise you're currently struggling with. Or even if you just want to comment helpful, that would be awesome to hear. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel for new videos every week. Thank you for watching. I have a whole playlist for developing your stick control. Please watch those next, and I'll see you for the next video.